Hi everybody, Migs from MigsTCG here, and today I wanted to talk to you all about Paldea Evolved. It's the new set coming up. It actually releases on June 9, so if you were expecting a opening from me today, sorry about that. Kind of got my info mixed up a little bit, but that's okay, because now we have time to talk about the chase cards, about the new set coming, and what we want to pull, what we're expecting, what can be great when it comes to tournaments, and what is just really cool to pick up. So let's start. Number 10 to me would be Super Rod. Super Rod has been a card that has always had a lot of meta contention. It's been played in a lot of decks, and now that we are getting a reprint for Super Rod, I think a lot of you and me as well, we are all looking forward to picking up a new copy of it. So let's hope that we can, splash that into our decks and let's try to make a scene. Let's go fishing. Bad joke. Not even a dad yet. I'm already trying to get dad jokes in. Number 9. 9 is Reversal Energy. I do not know if any of you know what Reversal Energy is, but let me explain it to you in very quick terms. Reversal Energy is an energy that is supposed to be attached to any Pokemon that is not a Pokemon with a rule box. That means Pokemon EXs, Pokemon Bs, they have a rule box. They cannot use that energy. They can, but it doesn't work the same. Now, if you attach it to a Pokemon without a rule box, stage 1, stage 2, does not matter. It provides 3 energies for any type of energy you want. That could be dark, that could be any fairy, light, water. Well, the light's not even an element, but water, whatever. So that's a really cool card, really cool energy. It will have a lot of play, more than likely. And there's additional effects that you get on that energy card if you have less or more price cards than your opponent does. It seems to be the trend with this set that if you have more price cards than your opponent does, then you get additional effects, which is pretty good. One of the examples would be Luxray from this set. Luxray has a really cool ability. I cannot remember off the top of my head what it is. However, the ability basically says that if you have less price cards than your opponent, you can just go ahead and play that Pokemon even though it's a stage 2. You can just go ahead and play it either way. I mean, that to me means I don't have to have that many Shinx. I can still have Shinx and a rare candy, but that also takes, out some space for other cards that could be useful to add some other cards in your deck. So that's a really cool thing. Number 8 to me would be Boss's Orders, the special illustration rare. It comes with Getsis, which is the leader from the evil leader from the Pokemon Black and White games, Black 2, White 2 as well. It's a really cool illustration rare. Let's kind of face it, every single illustration rare the Pokemon company makes, they're really well made. Some of them may be your favorites, some of them not, but I feel like the special illustration rares are just so amazing looking. Some of them are just so beautiful. So that would be my number 8. Everybody knows what Boss's Orders does. It allows you to switch one of your opponent's Pokemon, whichever you want, and put that as their active Pokemon, which allows you to get an easy KO, get rid of something that's problematic on the field. So many applications. You don't want to have it played against you, but you know what? It's a great card. Now, number 7. Number 7 would be Chi-Yu EX, which is a little goldfish looking thing with the yin yang around the eyes. It's really nice art, especially the illustration rare. It's almost like in a forest of fire, like a lake of fire swimming up. It looks really pretty. Chi-Yu EX, I don't know if it's going to be played a lot. It is a fire card, but it has some cool, really neat effects, where it allows you to search your deck for fire energies, which allows you to get your board or get your bench ready for just in case they knock it out. You can go ahead and bring in the next one and, be ready to go. There's a lot of setup ability for those cards, and I really like them. I really like the illustrations. I like the setup aspect of them because a lot of setup cards do see a lot of meta play, but it's not about the meta play. Sometimes it's about the fun, and like I said, that's where the prettiness of the card comes in. Now, number 6. Number 6 to me would be Baxcalibur. I do not know if I ever shared this about me, but aside from being a dark type Pokemon lover, I also really like water types. I know, different spectrums. But water type Pokemon decks are not super played at the moment unless you're talking about, what is it, Radiant Greninja? And that's just a card that allows you to, dump a card and pull cards from deck. It's just a draw power. And that's why it's played. But Excalibur and the next card on the list have very good synergy with each other and can make a really powerful water deck. I really hope that in the future we get to see Excalibur being used in a really powerful water deck. I know that in Japan there are some lists who are already looking forward to or using Excalibur. So let's hope that we can, or Excalibur itself can have the same success it did in Japan here in the US. Number 5, it would be Chien-Pao EX, another really powerful setter card or setup card. It allows you to grab energy cards from your deck to, I believe it's 2 or 3 of your bench water Pokemon, which is really, really good. So look forward to that. I know this card for sure has seen a lot of play in Japan. I do not know exactly and what the format looks like or what the deck list is. If you guys want me to find these out and post a deck list here and there, I will do that for you guys. Just let me know in the comments down below and I will be gladly to oblige. Now, number 4. This is just a personal preference. Let me tell you this right now. Ever since I played the Paldea games, Scarlet and Violet, I loved Annihilate. And since I know now that they are releasing a card for Annihilate BX, that is definitely one of the cards that I will be looking forward to pulling. It's just a sick Pokemon. I love that they finally were able to give Monkey and Primeape a final stage that was severely lacking for so many years. It's a really cool Pokemon. I love it, so I will look forward to pulling that card as well. Number 3 would be Ting-Lu EX. Again, a lot of these pseudo legendary cards, a lot of them have really good setup power, but Ting-Lu EX seems to be the only one who's able to knock out Pokemon easy. Like, let's say if you're playing against the Lost Box deck and they try to use any little low level Pokemons they can to draw, to discard, try to even knock you out quite easily, Ting-Lu EX is able to put a stop to them. You can actually use it to knock them out pretty quickly. So I hope that it's a card that is able to see a lot of contention, a lot of play, but we shall see. That one's still up in the air. We don't know how popular Lost Box is going to be after this status gets released, so nobody knows how the meta shifts. People might keep playing it, people might give it up, but it's all a matter of fun. But that's a good counter for Lost Box at least. Number 2, I believe. Number 2 is Spiritomb. Spiritomb has a really cool ability, kind of like the Klefki from this set, but that one is mostly focused towards Pokemon Vs, where if Spiritomb is your active Pokemon, it basically just shuts down the abilities of all other Pokemon Vs in play. It basically says if you're playing against the Lightning deck or whatever, you tell those Raikus, well, you can't use Fleet-Footed because the Spiritomb is there. Now they have to either knock it out or switch it out, and that wastes the resources as well. So number one card is a card that everybody expected. It has sold for a lot of money in Japan. It will probably sell for a lot of money in the US, but it's a card that allows you to draw more if you are losing. So it can kind of bring you a comeback in this game, where if your opponent has less prize cards than you do, and you have more prize cards, you use the Iono card, which is going to be released in this set, and Iono allows you to draw cards for every single prize card that you have. So if your opponent is beating you kind of rather badly and they have, let's say, 2 prize cards left or even 1, you can use Iono, basically reset both hands. You get your 6, 5, 4, whatever it is, and they get 1 or 2. It's a really cool card. It can be used to hurt a lot of decks that basically tend to hold their whole deck in their hands. mean, I've gone against some of you. You probably have too. But it's a card that can basically turn the game on its head. And a lot of players like that. A lot of players like Iono. I personally like Larry. But, you know, people like Iono too. Anyway, those were my 10 chase cards for Paldea Evolved, the new set coming out again in June 9. Everybody, we should all be looking forward to it. Some very, very pretty illustration cards, which are honestly my honorable mentions. They are really, really cool. They have great art. This is something that I really love about the Pokemon card and the Pokemon card game itself. It's just the illustrations themselves. You can have a regular card, you can have shiny borders, but once you get that full art with the illustration and everything, it brings the Pokemon world alive. It brings the card alive. It gives the Pokemon themselves a personality. I really love that. I wish Yu-Gi-Oh would do more of that, but that's a topic for a different time. In the meantime, everybody, thank you very much for coming back. Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, if you want me to find any deck lists or anything for you, I will be very, very glad to do that. Just let me know what type of deck list you're looking for, and I got you. In the meantime, remember, Saturday's the 7th, and let's not wait for it to be a good day, guys. Let's make it one. Bye.